Turning about thee with annual and diurnal motion, source of light, source of light, let thy perpetual radiance partner to continual labor and enjoyment. So that we are constant partakers of thy bounty, we may in our particular orbit give out life and light, sustenance and joy to them that revolve about us.
So this is
Without stimulation
Aleister
of
Crowley
dust
talking
and
in the
form
background.
or
The beast himself.
I'm listening. This is like, when did he pass away?
Oh, I don't know. I know he lived like in the early 1900s,
Yeah.
like pre-teens or something.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, dude. So Aleister Crowley did some really fucked up things.
Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, I think the worst story, well, the second worst story I ever read was that like he was trying everything to like test the limits of like human endurance emotionally and spiritually, and he had like this one of his devotees or followers or whatever, like she was a female, and she was like having a donkey perform
Oh, Jesus.
on her, and right at the
Jeez.
climax of the event,
Insert Kevin Smith movie.
right at the climax of the event, he cuts the jugular on the
The animal.
on the animal.
Jesus.
And that was the second one. The other one isn't gory, but if you believe what Aleister Crowley believed, it was absolutely the worst thing he ever did. And he did it with Jack Parsons, the founder of JPL.
JPL? What's
Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And so like they basically went into the desert and opened, ritually opened the gates of hell. And while he was like meditating, either right before or after this, he contacted what he thought were like demons, but he sketched the demon's face, and it looked exactly like a gray alien. And
Oh,
and
jeez.
gray aliens like started kind of like getting passed around as a story, like after Roswell. So, which was like 20, 30 years later. And around the same time was World War II and the Nazis and Hitler. And so some people that follow Aleister Crowley say that he basically opened the gates of hell during this ritual, and like everything was going to fall apart quicker and quicker, over time, and it was going to.
Whoa.
So, and that ritual was called the Babylon Working.
The Babylon Working.
Yeah, it's like saying like Super Bowl, like when you're talking about magic.
Dude, this
rituals.
is an intro right here.
Yeah,
This is the intro. That was crazy. I'm freaking out over here a little bit.
Man, that's not even what we're gonna talk about, man.
No,
but you know what? That was good.
It reminds me, Mr. Crowley.
Oh,
Dum, dum, dum.
yeah.
Did you
Ozzy.
talk to the dead?
Damn, dude, we're gonna have to put some reverb on your voice next time.
So this is episode 4.
Episode 4 of the Tiddlecast. Like, subscribe, comment.
Say what's up.
We
Send
have
an email.
We have a Patreon.
Hit up the DMs.
Hashtag hit up Ray's DMs.
Check. So he died in 1947.
47.
The year of our
yeah.
Lord. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You mean the Common Era? No.
Yeah, I don't know. When people say that, the year of our Lord, what does that really mean?
It's the English translation of AD.
Oh, so
Like 1994 AD. AD stands for, it's Latin. It stands for Anno Domini,
after death?
which means in the year of our Lord.
Oh. no
Everybody
shit.
thinks it's after death, but it's Anno Domini.
Before conception? Is that what BC stands for?
Before Christ?
I thought it was before conception.
Same shit, I guess.
Oh,
Right?
I
Well, you
mean,
know
I
what?
don't know.
If we're talking about conception, that doesn't necessarily mean birth.
That's
right?
true.
So maybe December 25th was the date of conceiving this child.
Wasn't he born like in the summertime?
When Yeshua did the deed.
Oh,
July. Yeah.
July.
or August. Yeah.
Something.
He was a
He was
cancer.
a summer baby.
That
he was
makes
a cancer.
sense. Right? Like, or isn't that early or late July.
I don't know.
Early July. July.
I was always curious what Christ was like when he was a teenager. Was he like moody? Do you think he went through pimples and?
Well, he was Jewish, so
That's true.
He might have been kind of annoying. Maybe that's why we missed his adolescence.
I don't know. I'm just curious, like in the Bible, why they skip. They don't talk too much about him. If you look in the red letter Bibles, he's not in it that much.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But there's.
I mean, well, what gap is it? What's the gap?
Well, he was born, right?
Right.
And then out of nowhere, after he's born, he's right into
5 years old.
No, like preaching. There's no stories of him as a little kid.
Yeah, but I thought he was preaching at 5.
I don't remember
he was like a little
that.
genius. I don't know.
No, I think it went from like him being born to him pretty much preaching and finding his footing, becoming like getting the fishermen and his disciples and all that. From what I remember, but I haven't cracked the Bible since.
You know what? We're gonna push today's subject back. Not because I don't have notes.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh,
because I have a paragraph of it. But you just said you were just talking about John the Baptist.
Yeah.
Right. And it made me think of the hero, the hero's journey. Right? Are you familiar with the hero's journey?
No.
You watch a shitload of movies. You should.
The hero's journey.
So the hero's
Is
journey.
this like a storyline in Rambo or something?
Probably. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's one of the most popular storylines.
Come from poor to rich.
So I think it's like there's a hero. The hero has a calling. He's encountered with a problem, but a mentor comes to help. Then he goes through these trials and tribulations. He overcomes it, and then he returns a changed man, basically.
Yeah,
right?
prodigal son, a little prodigal son.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's the Bible story. It's fucking Star Wars. Like it's
It's
a
true.
shitload of it's
Back
Matrix.
to the Future.
Yeah, all of them. All of them are like the hero's journey, right? So
I guess those are the basic legs of movies. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great fucking story.
It
you
is.
Know, whether it happened in Middle East or freaking the galaxy.
Just think about some of the great movies. Just thinking like, I don't know, Goodfellas.
Oh man, yeah.
That's one of my all times.
Is that the one where Joe Pesci was like, yeah.
Goodfellas, right? That's the one where the kid who's he's half Jewish and he's half Italian, but he looks white. What?
Half Irish, half Italian. You talking about Ray Liotta?
Yeah, Ray Liotta, Irish. I'm sorry, half Irish, half Italian, but he doesn't look Italian at all. But he's accepted because at a young age he doesn't rat. He moves his way up.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the end, he doesn't end up dead or in prison.
I think I'm getting it mixed up with something with Joe Pesci.
No, Joe Pesci's in it too, but he's
okay.
not. But Joe Pesci is not the main character of that movie.
Character.
It's Ray Liotta.
I just bring him up
Henry
because
Hill.
part where he starts putting the dude's head in a vice is amazing.
That's Casino. See, that's Casino.
Oh, see, that's why I knew. I was like, I'm probably not getting it right.
With Casino, he does with the pen too. He stabs that fucking guy with the pen.
Dude, he's so brutal, dude.
But he makes. I mean, the way they did him in Casino, though, goddamn. Like at the end, you remember they beat his brother to death in front of him, and then they beat him to death. They throw them both in a fucking ditch and they bury him in the desert.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, dude. It was
crazy.
That typical fucking Nevada gangster death.
Dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I was ever. But even going back to, like you said, that typical story that's in every movie that we like, it's pretty much, and it is in all of them. It's like the hero. This is how to, the good, warm fuzzies.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it should be called, I think.
The oxytocin.
Yeah.
Fucking, the warm fuzzies. Sorry.
Warm fuzzies.
Gotta get it all fucking wise guy all the time.
Delta 24 and 24.5.
24.5.
Yes. That's where we're at today.
Now that housekeeping is taken care of.
So yeah, Aleister Crowley with the start. That was
and then we
intense.
moved on and we're like jumping from subject to subject to subject, which is the way people used to search on the internet, which is a nice caveat to
I was about to say, I do want to talk about the dead internet.
Yeah, and we are, but let me just finish this idea about the hero's journey.
Okay.
All right. So the reason I had brought that up is because I saw that was an element of fake news on the internet, right? Like the reason that fake news persists and secret societies persist and all these like kind of like edgy cultural things exist is because people that spread those rumors on the internet are such good storytellers. That's one of the things that they utilized. And when we started this podcast, you and I, we said that we were going to dabble in conspiracy theory to a certain degree. Yeah. I don't want to trip the algorithm, but yeah, I mean, we're just going to look at it from like a rational point of view, I guess, right? And the reason that all that is relevant is because I was thinking about like a season finale, right? And we could talk about it later, but basically it would involve a War of the Worlds style podcast episode.
Okay, so War of the Worlds, like
the
movie,
right? The movie, the radio program.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm very much like, I was telling my wife about this probably 6 months ago.
Yeah,
we were talking about War of the Worlds, and I was like, oh yeah, well when they originally aired that story, because that's an old story, it was on the radio. Yeah, and people were tuning in, and they had no idea what they were listening to. They really thought the world was gonna fucking end because of that story.
Yeah, no, he's our DJ is just talking to us. Yeah, that's cool. So with respect to the War of the World stuff, I think it would be interesting for us to manufacture, like you just did on the first episode, a conspiracy theory.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Now there's a YouTube video. It's on our page, and it talks about in particular elements of a conspiracy theory. It breaks it down into its bits. So I was thinking,
oh Jesus,
that we could get the coolest one from every category, make a mishmash, right? It'll be like ad lib. It'll be simple, like the old ad lib books, right?
Yeah.
Just do a quick ad lib of like the coolest conspiracy theory shit, all the elements, mash it together, and have an episode for our Patreon subscribers, maybe.
Hey, time in.
Where we get the whole thing like out as if it happened last week and we're talking about it.
Damn, like the aftermath? Damn.
Yeah,
that
dude.
would be crazy.
Like,
we'll have to be definitely on some Delta 55 by then.
Well, yeah, dude, I don't know, dude. We're going to be into the fucking 8 figures by then. But I mean, it's like, it's an elaborate idea, but you know, it's something to play with.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
I mean, it might not happen, or it might only happen for Patreon.
But just looking into...
Give to Patreon and we'll make it for sure.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
And we need to... I'll release on Patreon, we need to release the unaired episode that I have saved. That was like whenever we actually did a full episode, our actual episode one on Skype.
Right, the practice one. The practice was like terrible.
It wasn't terrible. I haven't listened to. I hate the sound of my voice, so I have a hard time.
You have a good voice.
That's what people tell me. But do you like the sound of your own voice?
Yeah, but I'm kind of narcissistic.
So you kind of are. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
You definitely you iron your t-shirts. I can tell.
No, that's pretty bad, dude. Sometimes I don't catch when you're fucking with me.
No,
I got that one.
You got to do the straight face.
You're gonna do the rope-a-dope sometimes.
Rope-a-dope. Got to bring
all
you
over
along.
this guy. I got to make myself likable somehow.
No, but man, that would be crazy. We should, man. But just thinking about conspiracy theories, like there's certain people like me. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm not completely invested in any conspiracy theory. Mm-hmm. But there are people that I do know that are completely it's flat Earth, like completely.
I end up around these people because I'm interested in it, right? I'm like super interested in it, so I'm consuming it. But you know, the whole time I'm thinking, oh, that's probably bullshit. That might be true. We'll see in another 50 years. But you know, like I'm kind of I'm letting what's gonna come in, and then I'm like, you know, I'm filtering it.
Yeah, but I think
these people don't.
But I think a lot of the people that I think about, they're either like I don't want to say this to sound rude, but maybe they're not parents, or they're not seasoned parents. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of young-minded people, and not just young people, but young-minded people that, I don't know how to put it, but people who they haven't had to like fight or to even like, they've always had everything handed to them. They haven't had to work for any of their shit. They've never struggled. They haven't missed a meal or anything like that.
Yeah, man.
But people, I don't know. That's probably rude. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I guess so, dude. I don't know. Like, I think because we're males, and this isn't me like fucking white knighting or whatever. Like, everybody's got like their own shit. But like, I think that as males, we spend so much time focused on the next step, well, that like we don't have a time to look into the emotional implications of that nuance. You know
like,
what I mean?
I literally make time to come over here because it's a good like.
It's therapy.
It's therapy. It's a release too, because I feel like I'm not stuck in trying to scrounge up money to pay this bill and make sure that working and doing all that stuff. Like, it's a nice getaway to kind of like relax and not have to think about most shit. I mean, as a father, you're never gonna sleep the same. But
that's why I put this place together. I mean, it looks nice, but it's really just like dark paint with some acoustic foam slapped on it.
But it's nice, dude. It's chill. Yeah. You can tell you put some effort into it. Yeah. A lot of effort. It's
well,
nice.
I mean, like, I don't know, dude. I don't think I even planned this. I'm like, I wanted the garage dark. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
I want it dark in there. That would be cool, right? So I was like, I painted it dark, and then like at some point I had to bring my computer in because we had a big party or something like that.
You had to work out here or something?
Yeah, something. Well, I had a bunch of different stuff in here, but it's just to kind of like, I think I threw the acoustic foam on after that because I was streaming the Bitcoin stuff. And then,
yeah.
And then after that, I was like, well, let me just get these tables and computers in here and weather it up a little bit.
It's dope, man.
Yeah, man. I like it. Appreciate that. I'm glad it's comfy.
It is. I like it.
So
the dead internet. I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I see you have a book here. A book of notes.
Well, yeah. I mean, some of it's from the previous stuff, but I think it's gonna piss you off, man.
So okay.
And I was worried about that because, like, we wanted to kind of avoid politics, but a couple weeks ago, like, I picked this before even seeing the story.
To me, that's not even super duper that's not even really politics. It's just
I think you might have a different idea about it.
All right, school me.
Okay, so I mean, before we get to that part, that's like the very end, right? Like the first thing that you have to know is that if you weren't around in the 90s, then the internet was different in the 90s. And I posted a blog on our WordPress. It's tiddlecast.wordpress.com. But if you go there and you look at the dead internet theory, like I talk about how the aesthetic was different, but it's deeper than that. Like the way the internet worked back then was completely different. And this is what I mean. If you were in 1994, you logged onto AOL.com and you searched for something, you would get still a decent amount of results, right? Yeah. Thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, maybe not 40 billion, but you get a good amount of information. And as you started scrolling through those pages, you'll notice that you didn't find what you were looking for on the first, second, or even third link.
No, you had to dig.
Right, you had to dig, right? You had to go through those pages, and those pages existed, and that point is important, right?
Those pages did exist.
Right, like if you went to the 400,682nd page, there was, it was the last few thousand pages were probably the same shit.
Yeah.
But, the information was there, right? Like the search engine was trying to get you what you were looking for. And as a result, as you went through this stuff, sometimes you'd encounter information that you weren't really looking for, but was really important. There was almost like a supernatural synchronicity to it, right? Things just kind of popped out at you. And so there was an experience to it. There was a learning experience. You were walking through the woods. You were conquering, unoccupied land. You were having an adventure, right? And that doesn't happen anymore because as soon as you search for it, whatever it was,
the first page,
it's there, right? So,
but it's almost like the internet.
And just to put a period here, the last five, or that first link always belongs to one of the 10 super sites.
Yeah.
So
Google, fucking Yahoo.
Right. It's all there.
Well, just thinking now, like the internet is almost like a hub of money. Cause like,
how do you mean?
Cause what are you doing on the internet? You're spending money.
Yeah,
you are. Like if you and I are, let's start talking about Vans shoes. I need a pair of Vans shoes. These aren't. These are Walmart brand. So as I'm talking about Vans, I'm going to get on Instagram tonight, like the 2 or 3 times that I do get on Instagram a day. I'm going to I bet you anything, I'm going to see some kind of promotion for Vans.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see, oh, shit, if I get them today, I can get them with this discount. I can get them for like 40. Like, I just spent money just talking about shoes with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's what it almost feels like.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
Commercials. It's crazy.
It is. Well, and that's the other thing. Those search engines now, they're geared toward making themselves money. They're geared towards getting you to buy shit. Whereas before, the purpose of a search engine and the way the search engine worked, coincidentally, was getting you the information that you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's gone.
Oh yeah,
that's
completely.
gone. So there's no discovery. There's no exploration, and there's a whole other set of implications associated with the fact that there was a word, and it means that the population of bots on the internet exceeds the population of humans.
No
right.
Shit.
And it's here it is. Let me see. Oh, I'm seeing all this other shit. It's there's a word for it. I can't think of it right now. I'll post it in the show notes. But basically, it just means that there's a shift of power, and so
that's crazy,
with
dude.
that shift of power, we essentially lose our advantage over the bots, which in many cases are controlled by humans, but some of them, especially some of these like high-end Google and Facebook bots, are probably to some degree artificially intelligent, soft AI.
Damn. See, that's fucking insane, dude.
With it's basically like the internet is basically like if you consider that there may be soft AI bots, being operated on, like being operated by Facebook, Google, etc. Like, if you consider that, then we've lost our advantage.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We'll never get it back.
Well, I mean,
unless we do what Elon Musk is saying, and I don't know how feasible it is, but like he's suggesting that we merge with them, with neural net.
See, I don't know, like coexist.
Yeah.
See, I'm so far. Maybe how is that going to even work? Are these going to be actual people?
I'm sure it's going to be like it is with the phone. We're going to flock to it. It's like whatever it is, it's going to be so good. People are going to be fighting in the streets to be the first one in line. Consider, the Apple III phone or the Apple V, when it came out or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like whatever it is, it's going to be so good. Like it's going to be Oculus without the bullshit. I'm going to go check on our DJ, dude.
Yeah, he's been gone for a minute.
I don't know how you're going to do it.
Nah, I'm good. So while Joel's stepping out, I just wanted to say what's good, how you doing, and I'm going to do a little thing called What Am I Listening to This Week? So this week I've been listening to heavy podcasts, a little Michael Rosenbaum, Inside of You. But music-wise, I've been listening to a little bit of Cocomelon, obviously, some Cocomelon, and Big Trouble in Little China soundtrack, John Carpenter.
What were you
I can't tell y'all. This is just for the people.
Oh,
you can hear this in post.
You're gonna make me.
No, this is what I'm listening to. I'm gonna do a little segment every time I have the.
Did I hear you say the soundtrack
to Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah,
bro. If you listen to John Carpenter does the music.
Do you have a playlist on Spotify that you curate?
I need to put it on. I need to make one on Spotify. I used to, but I don't pay for Spotify anymore.
Dude, we got to do it, man.
I'm down. Well, I always have playlists. If I hear something that I like or something that I'm trying to remember to listen to, I'll just throw it on like this working playlist that I have on my. It's on my Apple one. That's the one I pay for. But
DJ C here. We were hanging out one day, just circulating the stress and talking about music. And I said, all right, look, we're gonna both throw a song down on the table, right?
Okay.
And the name of this game is Top Shelf, right?
Oh,
you
shit.
throw like top shelf
to my top shelf. I mean, are we going by era, genre?
Anything, just anything that's top, like a top shelf song. So I tried it, and I think I put on Toto, right?
Toto,
right?
Okay.
From Africa. I'm like, hands down, I win, right? But that was the mainstream choice. This guy threw an underground, semi-underground.
What? Like
Kelly,
Project Pat?
Kelly Finnegan.
Kelly Finnegan. Who the fuck is that?
Dude, it's butter, dude. So
what
was the name of the song? Well, okay, the song that he threw down, it was, huh? I Don't Want to Wait by Kelly Finnegan. I don't want to wait for your love.
Wait.
Dude. Yeah, so anyway, Kelly Finnegan, the song was produced in 2017, I think.
Okay.
Right? But when I first heard it, I thought I was listening to something from the late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, no shit.
I mean, it was, and I've listened to a lot of late 60s and early 70s, and it was indistinguishable. And I was like, when did this come out? I was thinking he was going to say, 68 or 72.
It's like 3 years ago.
2017, I think. I was like, what?
That's fucking crazy.
And I didn't believe him. I looked it up for myself. I looked up
shit.
2017 because I was like, that's impossible. And then I saw the guy, and like he's doing interviews with NPR and all this stuff.
Wow.
Like cool stuff, man. Amazing butter. Get it.
Kelly Finnegan.
Kelly Finnegan. I Don't Want to Wait, but he's got a lot of good songs, man.
So
he's got like gospel singers in the background and everything,
man,
dude.
Kelly
Like
Finnegan.
Brutal. So what was your top shelf again?
Oh, I was saying Project Pat, something off Getty Green. Damn, I don't know. I don't.
You were thinking that top shelf.
No, I was thinking like, what would I want to listen to on the way home? And I'm like, oh, maybe some Project Pat, maybe a little. I don't know.
I mean, that's good too, right?
Project Pat. I mean, it depends. Like, I'll listen to that, and then sometimes I'll listen to some Godspeed, You Black Emperor.
Are we talking about
music in general?
The techno band or the rock
No,
band?
this is like they're like a droney, I guess post rock.
Oh, I'm getting there's a song by BT called Godspeed too.
Oh no, this is Godspeed You Black Emperor. I think they're Canadian, but they're just pretty much like droney instrumental music.
You've talked about them before, I think.
I've listened to them. I've been listening to them since probably when I should have been in high school, for sure.
Yeah.
When I should have been in high school.
Dude, you have an excellent cultural awareness of like movies before your time, dude.
I don't know. I think it's because I grew up liking shit that was older than me. Like, I remember listening to Cat Stevens, and then when growing up just listening to Cat Stevens, and then I started getting into him again when I was like, middle school, I guess. Mm-hmm. And all the kids around me were listening to like, I don't know, Nirvana and shit like that. Mm-hmm. I was late to the party with them, but I was listening to like this Bob Dylan and Cat Stevens kind of folky shit that my pops would listen to.
Dude, Nirvana Unplugged, best Nirvana album.
It's a good album. It's a good fucking album.
Best. I mean, and the video was cool too. I like watching them, like, on MTV back in the day.
Man, that's crazy. Have you ever?
Was that?
Back when MTV actually had music.
Yeah.
Well, even back then, it was still fighting. But did you ever look into the Courtney Love aspect of that?
Yeah, dude. Like supposedly, like she shot.
There's a whole conspiracy community dedicated to that shit.
Yeah.
And then there's that documentary, Kurt and Courtney. I think they pretty much said that she had him murdered, and if I recall the movie, but I was just looking at that, and then with their kid, and it's scary just to think about all that shit. People with money.
Sorry,
no, you're good.
I was just moving it over here.
No, but just thinking about conspiracy theories in that one, like, you think about that, but then you have to think like, oh, that's this little girl, their kid, that's her parents that everyone's talking about, even though her dad's dead. Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain's kid, Francis Bean.
Yeah.
Cobain, I guess.
Yeah.
Imagine being that kid. Like, oh, that's like my life, I guess.
I don't know, dude. Like, I grew up without a father. I had my grandfather around, but like the first 10 years was like, it's just me and my mom and my grandparents. And I never felt like somebody was missing. Really? I had a good family.
Because you didn't know any different.
Yeah, I think so. But I can't imagine, like, I don't know. Like, I can't imagine ever being upset about that. Like, I mean, as long as everything else is kosher, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I think
it wasn't
fatherless, maybe fatherless families, like, have less things going that are kosher.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, my dad, he worked a lot, but he was there. Like,
yeah.
He wasn't there as much as I probably needed him to be.
Yeah.
But he was there, but he was also like working his ass off, you know, paying all the bills, putting all his fucking 5 kids through private school. Like to me, that's crazy to even think about doing that.
Dude, people really roughed it out back then, man.
Dude,
like, I mean,
our parents, like, you think how hard we have it?
Yeah.
We think we have it.
And supposedly, like, the generation before, like, the greatest, or what was the greatest generation?
Guess,
there's one, they started naming them, like, 2 or 3 before that. But, yeah, dude, they were fucking, like, you know, living in dirt huts and shit.
My mom tells me stories that one of the houses, because my mom grew up in Idaho.
Yeah.
One of the houses they grew up in, they didn't even have plumbing in that bitch or electricity. Like, they had to go to the outhouse. Like, could you imagine? My mom is not even that old. Like, she's barely 60. You know what I mean? Like, could you? And then my dad too. Like,
I think my mom said something about an outhouse too.
Yeah, and then my dad. You know, they had 3 rooms. They had a room for the parents, a room for the boys and the girls, and everyone shared a fucking bathroom. Could you? Yeah. Could you imagine living like that? That's insane, dude.
We're actually pretty fucking vanilla, dude, compared to these people.
But if you think about our parents,
and you know what, Zoomers and all they shit all over Boomers, dude. Zoomers shit all over Boomers.
I don't know. I think people are just shitting on Trump people. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to, because I don't give a like.
I read that, like, some, like, the people that know, like, can recognize truth. You know what I mean? Like, the people that can rationalize things that still follow Trump, like, makes up 20% of the Trump base or something.
And
like
they all
that.
live in Texas, I think.
A lot of them, dude. Like, I mean,
dude, I have friends.
You have to be like, you either have to be dumb or flat out lying to yourself and just lying about it to other people. You know what I mean?
But like, I mean,
run away.
I guess the whole Trump thing. I guess also too.
I'm not denying that he hadn't done good things.
No.
There are some things that but you know,
he was also
he's not well.
I'm 36. I think I'm 36. Yeah, I'm 36, and I've never seen the country this divided in my entire lifetime ever.
Well, it ties into the dead internet theory, because apparently these bots, guided by guys like Zuckerberg, you know what I mean, are doing this on purpose, because it keeps us coming back, it keeps us buying, it keeps us, you know, we want to hit that instant gratification button. So I'm going to go to Amazon, I'm going to go to Facebook Marketplace, like, get that money. Like, you're so frustrated because you just had a fight with I argued with my mom about politics last week, dude, and I didn't feel good about it. Mom, I'm sorry. I love you very much. Sorry, I had to get that Shout out Mama Duke. Yeah.
No.
But, you know, like, I mean, it's happening everywhere. You know what I mean?
I don't, like, when it comes to politics, when I was, like, in my 20s, I would argue with my dad all the time.
Right.
Like, all the time about politics. And, you know, obviously, my dad's way more conservative than I am. But I also start thinking now, like, as a parent, like, with taxes and shit, like, I understand why people who make a lot of money, but, like, I guess you would call them middle class people, that they make a certain amount of money where the president will affect their money.
Yeah.
Because, like, 100,000 to 200,000 in that range, like, to me, that's rich. Yeah. That's a lot of fucking money. To me, it is.
I mean, you have more than you need, really.
Yeah.
Right?
But also you're in that tax bracket now where you're gonna start feeling it.
Yeah. Well, you know, the freaking, go for it, man. Sorry, dude, I lost my place.
No, you were talking about how Zuckerberg and them, they're trying to push us to a stone age, to an internet stone age.
And then this whistleblower came out. I talk about this whistleblower on a video that's linked only to our Patreon subscribers right now.
You're pushing the Patreon this week.
So, but it's there. But basically, the non-detailed version is that we're basically gonna write legislation as a result of this whistleblower, and they call it the Justice Against Algorithms Act, right? And it sounds like, oh, you know, like fucking Terminator, let's fight Skynet, right? Like,
to me, everything is the Terminator.
But those are semantics, dude. I'm telling you, there's at least two ways to look at this, and that's why I said initially, and remember, I was gonna say this again. There's 2 ways to interpret this information, right? Now, I'm not saying that I like one or the other, but, you know, they're both worth considering. And that is that if you consider that it's a justice against algorithm, you're saying that the bot or whatever is doing it, but it kind of takes responsibility off the shoulders of Zuckerberg, right? It's like, it's the algorithm. It's the algorithm. It's not Zuckerberg or whatever, right? And so, like, I don't know how to explain it, man. I think the Democrats would probably they're the ones backing this bill, right? And it kind of actually helps Zuckerberg, because the justice that they want to inflict on the algorithm is they want to have regulation over it. What that will do by regulating Facebook, you're essentially like saying that they have to do something. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to regulate speech on the platforms.
Oh shit.
So, sorry.
They're trying to regulate like
we have our
what you can
right
what you can say.
Yeah, they're trying to regulate speech, right? They're trying to regulate Trumpers, right? Which I don't like what they have to say any more than anybody else, but it's against the Constitution
to silence people.
Right? Yeah, even if they're saying bullshit or whatever.
You know what's funny? This is gonna be a hot take. So have you ever seen that movie? Not Joyride. That's a good one. Speaking of Halloween, what's that one with Justin Long? That horror movie he
Justin
did.
Long. Hold on real quick. I think
okay.
I'm getting close.
No, I'll look it up right now.
Okay, all right.
So he did a movie with the director Victor Salva. So if you know who Victor Salva is, let me bring it up. So Victor Salva was the director of that movie Powder, but he also did Jeepers Creepers. You remember Jeepers Creepers? Okay, so that's like that horror movie. You don't. Most people. I'm a movie person, so I always think of like, oh, who directed this? Who wrote this? Is this based on a book? Is this based on a series? Is this a remake? So Jeepers Creepers. I remember seeing that, and I liked. I think I liked the movie, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna see who directed Jeepers Creepers. Mm-hmm. So I IMDb it, and I start reading about Victor Salva. So if you look at Victor Salva, he actually did a horror movie that, you fucking bastard VHS people. This movie is worth like a lot of money. I liked your
VHS shirt last week.
Yeah,
by the way.
man.
I saw that in post. I didn't even see it.
But he did this movie called Clown House that was never released on anything, but he molested 2 of the kids on the movie, and he filmed it, and he got arrested for it, and he did, I think, 13 months.
Oh my God, that's
so
it?
Guess what happened? After he gets out, he starts directing right out of the gate. And one of his first movies that he got back, Rose McGowan did it, which shame on you, fucking lady, for working with him.
Did she know? I mean, she had
How
to
would she
have,
not
right?
know?
Yeah.
So he put out Powder. He put out Powder as well, which
he put out Powder.
He directed Powder.
I love that movie,
dude. I love that movie too. And it's what's crazy is like, I don't know if this is canceled.
I was like fucking 12 years old and crying.
No, but like that was a good movie. But if you start thinking about cancel culture now, like, okay, so this guy, he did these horrible things, but he's still I guess, and it sucks to say, Francis Ford Coppola, he gave him all the money to do his movies.
I guess it comes down to the end, the thing that it's like, where do you draw the line? Like
with cancel culture.
With cancel. Yeah, exactly. Like, where do you draw the line? It's like, obviously pedophilia is like completely on the no side of the line.
But technically he did his time, right? He's all better now. Justice was served, but we're supposed to let him live his life, right? Are we supposed to let him go?
I mean, yeah, I see
you know
your
what
point.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a break in the justice system.
That's like Bill Cosby now. Yeah. Like, I mean, the guy's gonna die any day. He's fucking old, but he got let go on a technicality. He's gonna probably live the rest of his days out of prison.
Probably go to whoever else is hosting the islands now.
I think he's probably under such a microscope now. He's probably not gonna do shit. Yeah. He's just gonna actually be dead, like be old, I guess. But just thinking about
himself crazy.
But just thinking about all that. So what I was leading up to is like, I put a comment on there because Justin Long, like I follow him and I listen to some of his podcasts, and he posted a picture of it, and I put a comment on there, and I was just like, and I put post, and it sent me a notification right back blocking my comment saying that it was inappropriate, and I was just like, so I changed it. I just wrote a comment that said Victor Salva, and I pressed post. I wasn't allowed to do anything on Instagram the rest of the 2 days. I couldn't do anything on Instagram.
I've had that.
I was in
Yeah,
Instagram jail.
damn.
I could literally look at stuff, and whenever I try to comment or like something, it would take it off.
Because it said it was hate speech.
Yes.
Yeah.
For calling out like a child molester. I was just like, what the fuck? But apparently on my VHS community, I wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
So the following day, I saw a thread of comments on a tape.
Is
on
that the
Jeepers
page that you follow on the Instagram? The
Lopan
VHS?
Knows VHS?
Yeah. Okay.
So on that one, I noticed that people were talking about how, like, somebody posted a Jeepers Creepers screenshot, and I looked in the comments and I didn't say anything, but people were like, oh, I got blocked because I tried to say something about Jeepers Creepers director Victor Salva. I was just like, what the fuck? So it was like a whole clan of people, I guess, that...
The argument for it, or the reason that it exists, is because that's a private, like Facebook is private.
Yeah.
And so like you're allowed to say whatever you want in a public forum, even if it's that stuff. Like
Yeah.
nobody can cancel you for preaching on the street, in other words,
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
But the only way to be heard at any degree is the internet.
Yeah.
And the only place that any of those conversations are happening is Facebook.
Facebook, yeah. Which
so
is
unless-
with Instagram, Facebook owns Instagram, so it's the same shit.
Same shit.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking like, even if the way around that is if the government, or either open, like if or in other words, if the government opened up something like Facebook,
Yeah.
like one, nobody would want to say shit because it's the government,
Yeah.
right? But two, I mean, I guess that's it. It's like nobody's going to want to do that. You know what I mean? But the government wouldn't be able to regulate.
Well, even like with
That.
Trump is not allowed on any social media platform anymore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Ever since, I guess, the attack on
the Capitol, January 6th.
ever
Yeah.
since then, because I guess that's crazy. He was
It is.
impeached twice.
It is.
Twice. A sitting president was impeached twice.
We got too much truth on this episode. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not even trying to get into politics, but just
No, I'm just kidding.
like
Well, so the Justice Against Algorithms Act, it could do that. It could limit speech. We've already discussed why that would be okay because it's a private platform, but the government is essentially regulating, limiting it. Whereas if we were to treat Facebook like the rest of the United States and have them have to operate
Oh my
under
God.
the Constitution, the Second Amendment, they would have to. Like that would
dude,
be
that just gave me chills. You saying
that's a
that.
human right. It's a human right. It's in the Bill
Damn.
of Rights because it's a human right.
Yeah, Jesus, that's crazy.
Now, dude, like I don't like what some of these people are saying. I think that
Yeah,
I'm emotionally peaked to say fuck that. We shouldn't let them say that. You know what I mean? But
then again, like, where does it stop?
right, where's the line?
Because
drawn?
there has to. Because
You're right. There has to be.
Because like no matter, this is why I don't like getting on Facebook. To me, Facebook is seeing all of the relatives and friends that I don't talk to
right.
put Bible verses up and put up rhetoric on both sides, left and right.
Well, you know
'Cause
what
it's
Facebook
both-
does,
'cause
'cause
to,
I
to me
have-
it's annoying as shit, both of them.
I can tell you what Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube all do. Like at the heart of their algorithms that are driving the things like the dead internet theory. And so what Facebook does is very similar to what Twitter does. They kind of operate similarly, and they lock you into rooms, right?
It's like, this is the hashtag for today.
Yeah.
This is what's popular today. What
Right,
everyone's
right.
talking about.
Or it could be that you like a lot of VHS videos, right?
That's
Or like
Selective worlds. Yeah.
right. So what they'll do is they'll throw you into a room every now and then, like, or when you log on, of people that hate vintage technology, so you can get into it with them.
Yeah.
Or that's kind of a stretch, but like a more common story is like they'll stick agitated Democrats and Republicans in a room together so that they can get agitated.
Yeah.
And the amount of time that people are spending on these apps, that's enough to drive anybody crazy, dude. So that's why that's one of the theories as to why everything's so fucking crazy right now.
Well, that's why, like, I have my VHS one, and I'm on that one more than any of them because I'm not seeing the news and the bullshit that everybody else is seeing. Because I know if I was to just log into Facebook right now, I would probably see all this pro-Trump stuff,
Yeah.
All because it's election time right now too, like local elections.
Local elections, yeah.
Right now, so everybody's being political. People, even on Instagram stories, because now I used to check it. I check it if I have 5 minutes to myself at all, but now I just kind of do it if I want to get angry, like in the morning. But usually it'll be like midday and then like before I go to sleep. Kinda.
Yeah.
But if I can tell if everybody's harping like on a certain issue or something like that, then I get off.
Yeah,
and just I kind of pick and choose my battles now.
Right, but unless it's that like one day.
But it's that one day where you're like, fuck this.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna be talking about politics today.
Trying to get all savage. So real quick, because I know we're about to be going out soon. Unless you want to push it,
we can go a little longer.
We're like about 45. Let's do another 5. Let me just put a period here.
Yeah.
And then let you comment. But everybody has an impulse to follow the status quo, right? Like people don't like change, right? That's like part of the human condition and all that, right?
Yeah.
So you don't like change, so you're not going to stir the pot. And some of the information that's coming back from some of these studies is basically that like, there's no more room for that. I say in the blog post that the internet used to be for weirdos and scientists and the insatiably curious, and that's just not the population anymore. It's just a bunch of fucking pissed off assholes. So anyway, when Facebook launched, they launched on February 4th, 2004, right?
It was just in colleges too, right? It was the Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
No, I remember. Because I used my brother's SAC because you couldn't just create one. I used my brother's SAC email address.
Oh yeah. Because you had to. That's right.
But I didn't. But there was no email verification back then.
Right.
Like I just used his.
It just had to have the .edu.
Yeah. And I just remember having one, and I was just like, well, this is stupid because I'm not in college.
There used to not be HTTPS, and it was just HTTP, and you can clearly see everything going over the internet. Like we shouldn't have even had bank accounts before HTTPS. Like it's crazy. So on the same day, February 4th.
Oh shit.
The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA.
Yeah.
Right, which is basically like our in-house government James Bond. He's like the guy that gives James Bond the gadgets, right?
These are the Men in Black.
Right, yeah. We're the people that build shit for the Men in Black, rather. Yeah. So DARPA shut down a program called LifeLog, right?
LifeLog. And
they shut it down as a result of some libertarian protesters. Right?
All 4 of them?
Because
My bad, Robbie.
Sorry, Gary.
We both know somebody too. Sorry, Robbie.
I was talking about the guy that ran for libertarian president. What was it, like 4 years ago? Gary what?
Gary
Johnson.
Gary Johnson. Oh, I thought it was the guy from Forrest Gump.
No. Yeah, he was like, what's Aleppo? Like, they were asking him about Aleppo because the shit was going down over there.
You can't be running for president
They've had bad choices.
I'm allowed to not know that.
I like libertarian values to some degree. I do not like the people they pick.
But their numbers are disgustingly horrible.
Yeah.
Like, they need, like, if a third party...
But that was during the Tea Party era, and they were banging. Right.
Tea Party was so bad.
So they shut it down, right? Because everybody was pissed off about LifeLog, because LifeLog was supposed to do everything that Facebook does in the background. It logs your name, your email address, your GPS data if you gave it that, like everything, right? And any time that like the CIA or any other fucking agency needs to get everything about you and then put the data probably through an AI that's gonna like suggest where you're gonna be next week at 4:00 on a Tuesday, right? Like once they have all that shit, like I mean that's all they need, right? And so at that point, essentially you become invincible, right? So DARPA shut that down, but at the same day, Facebook opened up, and many of the people that worked on DARPA's LifeLog ended up working at Facebook.
Working with Mark Zuckerberg, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Period. Let's go, man.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
That's scary, bro.
So what do you think about that, man?
I think that having...
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No.
Yeah.
I think that having... essentially making the internet another state, to me, that freaks me the fuck out. Because
are they talking about doing that? I didn't see this in my research.
I'm saying like just the things that you're telling me.
No,
like,
they don't want to make it a state because
but
then
they can. But
yeah.
they can. Like imagine that's.
Why does that sound familiar? They were talking about this at somewhere.
I'm talking like from the things that you told me. I gathered like in the back of my head, like they're gonna start like putting rules and regulations on everything.
Yeah,
like you can't.
But you see how that's a conservative viewpoint, right? Because it's against regulation.
It is,
right?
But
and regulation is very democratic, right? So
it is.
So the Republicans are not going to be happy about this, and I find it a little odd that I align with it coming from a very liberal background, but I do align with this, right?
Same.
But you actually sliced it right down wherever the middle is by saying that it's where you draw the line. And that's open to moral systems and philosophical thought, and there's no way to calculate to zero. There's no way to logic that. That's just like where do your values lie, right? So that's where democracy comes in, I guess. But that's a story for another time.
Well, no, it's just a scary place.
Yeah,
I like this music.
Yeah. Well, we're going out. You can bring us up, dude. We're gonna bring the go do what we talked about, where you kind of fade us out, and then and bring the music up a little bit because we need to talk about dirty shit. We need to have our after school conversations.
So this is part 4. Goodbye.
Oh wait, bring us back in.
Oh,
bring us
good.
back in. I forgot one more thing.
Oh, what's up?
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Yes, comment. DM. Hit the DMs.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed. Hashtag.
The dead internet theory.
The dead internet theory.
Hashtag I'm the shit for.
Hashtag legalize it.
I thought you were gonna have him bring the trigger in. Never mind. All right.
Oh, there was no sound bites this week.
Yeah, there was. Go ahead and bring it in because I'm gonna get rid of that one. Is it even gonna go off?
No.
Yeah,
good for you.
It was Christian Bale.
From what movie is that?
No, it was when he blew up on the set and he started
on
ripping
the Terminator set.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, he was going crazy. All right, peace out, man.
Bye.